A girl is sleeping when a security guard walks up and pours water on her. He says, "You've been lying in front of our company gate for a whole month. Don't you have anything to do?" The girl, startled, replies nervously, "I'm here looking for my boyfriend. He works at your company." The guard starts to pour more water on her, but the boss steps in and says, "What are you doing?" The guard answers, "Sir, she's been sitting outside the company gate for the past month." The girl asks, "Are you the owner of this company?" The assistant replies, "Yes, he's our company's boss." With tears in her eyes, the girl says, "My boyfriend works in your company. His name is David. Do you know him?" The assistant, shocked, says, "David? He's one of our top executives, and next month he's getting married to our boss's sister." The girl, trembling, says, "Married? How is that possible? I'm his fiancé." The boss, in a firm tone, says, "You'll have to take responsibility for what you're saying." He pulls out his phone and says, "Call David. Tell him to come to my office immediately." Before David arrives, the boss turns to the girl and says, "Tell me honestly, what exactly happened between you and David?" The girl speaks seriously. "David and I are from the same village. We went to college together. He couldn't afford the fees, so I gave up my own studies to help him. But after he graduated, he turned his back on me." The boss says, "If what you're saying is true, I'll make sure you get justice." The girl continues, "A few days ago, my grandmother fell seriously ill. I needed money urgently for her surgery. I asked David for help. He told me that if I wrote a project proposal, he'd give me a reward of 5,000 yuan. But when I handed him the proposal, he disappeared." The boss says, "I'm convinced you're the one who actually created this plan." Just then, David walks into the office. The girl grabs his hand and says, "So, I finally found you." David pulls his hand away and says coldly, "Don't mess up my suit." The boss asks, "Do you know this girl?" David replies harshly, "Why would I know her?" The boss says, "You don't know her, right? Fine. One more question." He picks up a file and says, "Did you write this proposal?" David opens the file and says confidently, "Yes, I wrote it. Look, my name's right here on it." He hands the file to the boss. The boss says, "This afternoon, I have to attend a company product sales meeting where I'll be presenting about our product. Why don't you explain it to me?" David says, "It's been a long time since I wrote it. Give me the file and I'll read it out for you." The boss throws the file down in anger and says, "So you're still lying? This plan was written by this girl. You promised to give her 5,000 yuan as a reward. I gave you 200,000 yuan for this project, but you didn't give her a single penny. How can you be so heartless?" David snaps back, "Why are you so angry over some ordinary village girl? I'm about to marry your sister." The boss shouts, "And you yourself are from a village. Let me tell you something. I will never allow a man like you to marry my sister. This wedding is cancelled, and don't you ever show your face in my company again." David smirks and says, "Do you even realize all your biggest clients are under my control? If you fire me, your company will go bankrupt." Then he storms out. The boss says, "From today, you're in charge of this company. Can you handle this responsibility?" The girl smiles through her tears and says, "I'll do my very best."